Good morning, everyone. Today is February 16, 2026. It is President's Day, so we've got an early market session ahead of us today. Market status is closed. Market will resume tomorrow, February 17th at 9:30 a.m., but the futures market is open. The Friday closed with mixed signals. We saw shoot first, ask questions later mentality on Friday with the SPY and QQQ steadied after a rough patch, bolstered by an encouraging inflation report. Inflation is cooling. Last month's CPI came in at 2.4, a solid drop from December's 2.7%. While still above the Fed's 2% target, it's the best reading in 5 years, easing some pressure on treasury yields. Tech volatility. Nvidia pulled back about 2.2% on Friday, weighing on tech heavy. Investors are increasingly sensitive to AI disruption and high valuations. Value rotation. A major theme for 2026 so far has been a rotation away from mega caps into value sector. We've seen that with the precious metals, the 10-year bond curve. Those have been moving steadily in the opposite direction that the tech sector has. While the mega caps have struggled to maintain their 2025 momentum, the Russell has shown surprising strength, up over 6% year to date compared to a flatter performance of the NASDAQ, which that's one reason you guys have heard me trading the Russell, and I've been mentioning it so much. And we are open, by the way. So good luck today here on the trading session. Don't forget, it is going to be a little bit of a slower day. Looks like we are pushing downward here in the morning session. Let me get my ES levels up for you guys real quick. Let me get those up and running. Let's see. Okay, so my Stream Deck's not working, so I'm doing this all manually. So for ES, we've got a breakout level of 6,925. Your first take profit will be at 6,966. Sell the reversal at 6,890. Buy the reversal at 6,820 with a breakdown spot of 6,785 and a take profit of 6,744. For you gold traders out there, we got a breakout spot of 5,082. First take profit at 5,134. Sell the reversal at 5,037. Buy the reversal at 4,948. A breakdown spot of 4,904. And your first take profit spot is at 4,852. All right. NQ levels, breakout spot of 25,294. Your first take profit will be at 25,371. Sell the reversal at 25,113. Buy the reversal at 24,559. A breakdown spot of 24,650. And your first take profit is at 24,595. Those are your morning levels. You can catch those inside our Discord. Links are in the chat description below. So be sure to check them out. If you're looking for a great Discord with some fantastic offerings, then look no further, because our Discord is jam-packed with free classes 5 days a week. That's right. 5 days a week. We have mentorship classes. We've got trade psychology classes. We've got a trade workshop. We've got Pulaski every single night at 6 p.m. Eastern. We got Coach Breezy on at 6 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Thursday. He does his own trading class. He offers strategies. He'll go over tips, different things that have helped him find his edge. Fantastic class. Easier class probably than most of the others, I think, other than Coach Matt. Coach Matt's mentorship is something else. So you should catch our day trading lab every Thursday after market close, and you can catch Coach Matt there. If you hear him on Power Hour, then you want to meet him in his lab, because his lab is phenomenal. So that is a more extensive learning lab that every week he is following up with the course material from the week prior, the Q&A, fantastic class. And last but not least, Coach Becky every Tuesday with trade psychology. So if you're struggling with psychology, that might be the class for you. And those are all free offerings from Blue Sky. So what are you waiting for today? Jump in the Discord, meet your trade buddies, and let's make some money. All right, guys. Like I said, we're about 4 minutes into the open, pressing further down. Looks like we may just go into Friday's low. We're testing the overnight Asia low at, let's see, 24,753. It looks like it may be a bearish session for the time being. But don't forget, we don't have a lot of volume in the market today. So we will have some, you can get some exaggerated moves and they'll look like volatility, but that's just the lack of volume in the market. It'll be early though. If we do get any real moves, it's just going to be a fast and furious day. So we want to make our money early in the session and get the heck out. Hey, good morning, Tip. Good morning, Affluent. Good to see y'all. And everybody else in Discord. See some new faces. Lewis, Mark, Big Papa, MJ, Morados. How y'all doing? Junie, I recognize you. Scalper, KKS, good to see y'all. Hope you all had a great weekend. Happy President's Day to everyone. Affluent is on a nice short this morning, still running 60 points locked in so far. Congratulations, my friend. Congratulations. I have not done any trading over the weekend session or over the Sunday session. I kind of just relaxed. I was so tired from last week. Hey, good morning, Manka. Good morning. Good morning. Good to see you there. Took the wife out. We did I took my wife and my daughter out on Saturday. So I did Valentine's with my wife and my daughter. That was really sweet. I super enjoyed that. Took them to a little hole in the wall that we liked. So we did that. And then on yesterday, took the wife out to a nice steak dinner. Amazing. Had some rack of lambs. Delicioso. Hey, Isaac, how's it going? What's my YouTube? You know what? I really don't use my YouTube. I really don't. Yeah, I honestly, I very rarely stream on my own personal YouTube, but you can catch me. You can catch me here in the midday session. I normally run from 9 a.m. Eastern or 10 p.m. Central Standard or 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, and then I run all the way to 1 p.m. 1 p.m. CST, which is like, I guess, I don't know, 2 p.m. Eastern. So that's normally the time I'm on. If not, the morning session is usually Cowboy Mike. So if you like Cowboy Mike's price analysis in the morning, you can catch him here tomorrow. He'll be here bright and early. But yeah, my trading streams are almost always on this channel. You can either catch me here, X, Kick, Twitch. And I think that covers most of them. Oh man, NASDAQ is really starting to push down further. Me talking this morning, I am not helping the situation. Let's go up to, it's too early for the orb right now. We're going for that Friday low. That Friday low is going to be at 24,731. How much further down can we get on this? Okay, so
currently suppressed because
we could
active session is selected. Service
is
currently available for session intraday limited hours until 13:50.
Sorry, I'm hearing. I think I'm hearing Steve.
Announcement group. Then place your finger on the reader to continue.
Oh, it's because of my bad. 573. Sorry, I was hearing Steve's stream talking. 573. That's a killer move if you can capture it. If we get down that far, I like it though. You're good, Steve. No, you didn't have to kill your stream, bro. 24,573 is the daily low from Friday. Yeah, I see that. That's kind of what I got right there. It's that Friday morning low, 840. So I got that one tagged right here. Because actually, it's kind of funny. Like if you look at what's happened, we actually got into yesterday's orb low, Friday's orb low. So this is Friday's orb. Top of it being at 24,799. Bottom of that being at 24,618. So yeah, pretty interesting. I wonder if we'll have an inside day just because of the holiday. We could do that as well. Could possibly happen that way. And if you guys are looking for a great way to start your week, what better way to start than Blue Skies Skycast podcast? That's right. We've got a great podcast going on. We've been running it now for about a month now. Some fantastic information in there. You know, all the coaches here, Blue or Coach Matt, Coach Becky, and myself, we put that together each and every week for you all. So just to give you an edge, you know, those traders that are kind of struggling, trying to find their edge, things like that. It's a great offering and a great way to start your week and get all those morning details, get your trade analysis, and get your bias going for the week. So definitely recommend it. If not, at least give it a listen, give it a thumbs up, and tell us what you think. You know, we're also looking for traders. So if you're a trader and you're interested in if you're a trader and you're part of the group and you'd love to share your story, then we want to hear your story. We're giving all of our traders an opportunity to jump into our podcast and give us a little story, the success, what has helped you find an edge. Maybe, you know, if the classes from Blue Sky are helping, anything, you know, anything related to your trading and what has gotten you through your path to where you're at now. So we'd love to hear those stories. We've had some great stories so far, and I can't wait to meet the rest of the folks inside of our community. So make sure you all send a DM, send a DM to any of the coaches or any of the staff here. You can even send a message over to RQ. RQ more than willing to direct you guys to the correct person you need to speak with to get into the podcast. Isaac, yes, sir. No problem. Hey, good luck to you. Hey, don't forget it is a short trading day. So, you know, it's going to be one of those early. I'm waiting for a little bit of a pullback. I'd like to see if we can pull a little bit into that orb high, but I don't know if we're going to even get that, you know, because we're already at the bottom of this. So I'd like to see if maybe we could get a pullback up into 787 ish, maybe retest the 9 here somewhere at like 24, 781. And then we could write it down for the next leg down. 11 minutes into the morning session. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, I can't wait to see the podcast. I recorded it this time. I don't know how I did it. We were in limp mode with the PC on Friday. Today I'm running good though. Seems like it's running pretty good. Let's see. Gold is not moving very much, sitting at 5,011, down 0.68% for the morning session. Silver is at 76.40, 76.74. It is down 0.69% for the morning session. Oh man, we did not even get that pullback. That is no bueno for us. Can we get indicators you're looking at? Info, buy and sell. Yeah, sure, absolutely. Yeah, if you like this chart, I can actually give it to you. I can give you my whole chart. It's actually why I use this one because everything on there is free. You can actually add them to your chart, dissect whatever you want off of it. But yeah, everything I use on there is free. Not too many indicators to be honest with you, though. You know, all I'm using here is a. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? This is my time based. This is my indicate. This is mine. This is my strategy, isn't it? This is mine. Oh, dang it. Yeah, this is mine. I don't think the strat's very good on this one, though, to be honest with you. 26. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the. I wouldn't use the strategy, though. I would not use the strategy on this, though. But yeah, you can use that. Absolutely. Yeah, my levels are on there. Sorry, you could probably go through most of. If you switch over to the NASDAQ chart, you can actually see all my levels on that one. So if you roll over here, all of my lines will be on that chart. And those are all 4-hour support resistance lines that I've added. So you can kind of see there, right? I mean, even without me adding it, they're still valid. Hit that resistance right there. That's why I use a 4-hour support resistance. You know, such an easy trade, you know, wait for the 4-hour, retest it, and then go long on it. Boom, take it up, wait, see what it does, see that slight pullback, and you get that next leg up. I wish I would have realized what we were doing. I wasn't paying attention as much. 100 points locked in. Geez, Louise, save some for us. I think Affluent has been hanging out with Steve this morning. You taking Steve's spot this morning, Affluent? I was hoping for a pullback so I could jump in on this. She's not gonna give it to us though. And I don't wanna chase it. We still got a lot more to go. I just shorted when the commodity channel index went below zero line, setting of 30 on the 15-minute chart. Wow, that's interesting. Okay. Okay, I like that. Yeah, now I gotta wait for this thing to give me a decent pullback before I go for it. That's what makes this like the morning sessions kind of difficult because you gotta wait for it. I don't want to get into it and then get stuck with drawdown, then have to start DCing, and who knows when that will stop? Who knows when that will stop? Well, that's awesome. I'm glad to see some viewers on the YouTube. All right. Men shorted at 24,755. Nice. Dang, bro. Okay. Okay. So you got into it 750, right in this range, the break below. Okay, cool. Good luck. Far better than I over here blabbing away. Missed it. And we can go ahead and do the orb now because we've already done our 15 minutes. So let's go ahead and move the orb up and get that set up for us. Right there. And right like that. Yes. Right there. London high is right here-ish. And oh, we've already exceeded the London low. London low would be what's that? That's fighting. Market 815. So it would be right about here would be your London low. Okay, cool. Should be your London low. And let's make another a Friday low right here. And we'll make this Friday's low. Perfect. So at least we got some decent targets. We're either going to go for the London high or we're going to go for that Friday low. Right now, it looks like we're going to go for that Friday low. Got a decent little bounce off the orb low. Wait a minute. Yeah, the orb low. Orb low. What was everybody else's weekend? Jessica is short on ES. She got in at 6,864.75. Wish I was in more than just one micro. Hey, you know what? There ain't nothing wrong with it. You know what? And that's what all of us do, Jessica, at the very beginning. At the very beginning, that is something that all of us say, I wish I bought more. Just think of it like this. It's all about patience. If you didn't do it now, it's because you may not be there yet. You know, after a few times of you saying, oh, I should have taken 2, I should have taken 3, you'll start to do it. So just like kind of keep that in your back burner, but don't let it discourage you because you know what, it happens, happens at the, beginning stages as you're kind of growing as a trader and stuff, that you realize that you should have taken a larger lot size, maybe had a little bit more sizing to it to be able to capitalize on the moves. But with time, that's just one of those things that the more time you're in the seat and the more comfortable and more familiar you are with it, you'll start to size up. It's a natural thing, you just got to kind of just grow into it and you'll build it out. Just make sure that you incorporate it into kind of what you're doing, that, when you don't digress, So guys, what I usually do is I'm looking at the 15, the 9, and the 3. I usually will take it really depends on where we're at. It really depends on where we're at, like in the market. Like right now, we're so far away from the 200. I really like to take my trades when I have an optimal setup. So I'm usually looking to see if I can find let's switch this over to NQ. Here with NQ with the support. So I usually will do is I'll look for when the support resistance lines are nearby, like right here. You got everything bunched up. So like on this particular moment, you've got the 9, you got the 26, you got VWAP, and you got the 200. So you literally have 1, 2, 3. You have 3 confluences right there. 4 really. Now 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 4 confluences. So what I'll start to do is I'll start to look at the time frames to figure out how they line up. To make sure that I have more than one bias that matches up with what I see. So what I'll do is I might be here on the 15 and I'll be like, okay, well, how far are we from the 200? Because that's what I want to see. I want to see if maybe where my entry is, I might possibly be taking it at a pivot point. And that's what sometimes you can end up doing with the 4-hour support resistances. See, like the 24/710 could have been a nice long right there. And you'd already have your predetermined stop right there. So like, that's how I would normally do it. So I could do like a buy limit there. And then you put your stop limit right there. And that puts you at 350. If you're using a mini micro, it'd be $35. So that same size right here would be $35. So that's usually what I do it when I'm looking for like the trades I'm trying to take, because I don't want to scalp. Like I'm always trying to see if I can catch the pivot where the market's pivoting. So that's usually what I'm looking for so that I can have a longer trade. And then I look at also time of day, things like that. So I look for pivots at like 9:12 in the morning, 10:12 in the morning. Those are the 2 time frames that I specifically look for. So I'll like apply time and place with with my indicator, because I'm looking for the reoccurrence of the prior day's price action that, usually happens. Like 2 weeks ago on Wednesday and Thursday, we had the market pivoting at about 109, 110 p.m. And we did that on Wednesday. And on Thursday, we did the same move. And I made bank on it Thursday. So, I will also do that as I start making like notes in my trade journal to see kind of like what the price action is doing, relative to, where we're at in the levels, things like that. So that's the other thing I'll start to do. Or like in this instance, I think we're going to continue selling. So I've been waiting for a pullback, so that's basically what I'm looking for right now is, well, how far will we get? We're above the 9 here now in the 3. I anticipate that we'll probably maybe get a push up to 24,784 and reject off of that. I don't anticipate us getting up to 24,813. Still learning. Oh, hey, no problem. We're all still learning, Jessica. I'm still learning. That is the fun thing about this, about trading, is that if you're passionate about learning and growing, you will always you'll always have that gear. And that's just one thing that just never stops, the constant learning, growing, adapting, finding new strategies, learning new strategies that you can apply to your charts, paper testing and back testing. Really paper trading and back testing will make you the best trader you've ever been. I highly recommend that if you have the opportunity to do virtual trading, focus on that until you can understand what type of setups you're looking for. Like me, I know I have my time and days that I look for. So I look for the opening at the Sydney. That's 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. I like that 9:10 spot, and I like that 10:20 spot. Those are the 3 time of days I like to trade. I find the most volatility and the most volume in those sessions. Man, that's a nice move there. That's a nice bounce off of 24,710. Okay, I'm going to go down to a lower time frame, and I'm going to switch because I don't want to take this in a NASDAQ con. So I'm going to take this in an M&Q con. Okay. I'm willing to add all the way to the 200, but I don't want to go. I don't want to go too much past this. I want to take this down to the bottom. Let's just see what we do here. Stopped 100 points. Shh. Say less, bro. Congrats, Affluent. That's fantastic. All right, let's go back to the single chart. Yeah, so I usually have, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I've got 11 charts up on my PC right now. So I'm literally like looking at just a handful of things, but that's just because I'm looking for the overall trend to see what we're going to do. Thanks, quitting there since it's a holiday. Bro, you're up a few G's. I don't blame you. Have a fantastic day. Enjoy yourself. Have a great breakfast. See you tomorrow. Unless you want to hang and watch the price action. But we've only got maybe like 40 minutes left of some decent price action. Maybe, if that. And then it'll get even slower. Thank you, my friend. Okay. Let's take a look at ES and see what ES is doing. Kind of the same thing as well. All right. Let's see. Gold is actually pushing down a little bit. It's looking fairly weak. Is bouncing off the 5,000 or it bounced off of 5,001. When did we bounce off of that before? We bounced off of that Sunday, yesterday. We bounced off of that yesterday. It's because I'm on such a low time frame. Let's go to the 9 minute. Go see over there. Yeah, 9 minute is looking pretty gross. Looking the same as the rest of the market. Looks a little dumpy. Why am I on the Dow? I took a Dow micro mini. I didn't even take an MNQ. Man, we ain't gonna make no money with this. We're not gonna make any money with a mini micro Dow. I kind of like it though. I'm gonna chill with it. I'm gonna just stick with the Dow short. I'll stick with it. It's working so far. You guys already know we could get some nasty moves on the Dow. She could just trend really nasty. Monday low. Okay, so yeah. So the Dow actually has a substantial amount it could fall to the short side. That's insane. All right, let's just see what happens. I'll put my stop right. I want to get a little above the 759. Yeah. That looks right. Dang, you got called out by Steve as a slacker, Mita. Mita, I tell you, he's mean, man. It's too early for that. It's a holiday. Sheesh. I thought I was the only one not taking the day off. I tell you, folks. Oh, we got a pretty good group in. We got 27 folks in Discord. Hope you guys are having a great morning. Well, this ain't looking good for me. I'm just glad I took it in a mini micro. Steve wants your money. Man, Steve wants all our money. It's like all our money belong to him. Feed me. Little shop of horror. I like it. All right, I'll go back to some of my news. Treasury shifts. Keep an eye on the bond market today. News hit this morning that China's share of US treasuries has hit a 15-year low, 7%, which could signal a structural shift in how our debt is funded long term. Earnings hangover. We're still digesting mixed results from the names of DraftKings dropped 13.5% despite a beat, and Applied Materials jumped 8.1% on AI chip demand. And since the US markets are closed today, there might be a nice gap for tomorrow. That's the other thing. I know what the 10-year treasury notes are. I don't want that. Do I have that here? That's it, right? That's a 2-year. See, how about 10-year? So I'm looking through the 10-year treasuries. I'm looking for those because I normally don't track the 10-year. It's the only problem with it. I don't normally track the 10-year treasury notes. Is it US 10Y? Is that it? I don't think that's it. Well, the 2 year is going up. So that's definitely a good thing. Let's take a look at Dixie here in the morning. See what it's doing. See what the US dollar is doing. Where is Dixie? I don't even see it. DXY. That pre-market move on NQ paid the bills. Let's go. Old Bob, nice. Almost $1,000 right there. Fantastic. Yeah, almost a G right there. That's a great President's Day for you right there. Congrats again. So the Dow is trying to make a move up. That means Nas is probably trying to do the same thing. Yep. Dang, that 4 hour support resistance really worked on it, didn't it? It really held up well. Let's go back to the Dow and see what my Dow tray is doing. Just down $11. At least it's not much with the mini micro. Gold had a nasty wick down. Look at this. Look at this. Gold is starting to sell, team. Gold is starting to sell. Hmm. What's everybody looking at for this week? There's a few economic numbers going on this week. Don't forget tomorrow, we've got Empire State Manufacturing. It's the first outlook at industrial health for February. So watch this for any signs of a slowdown in the real economy. Wednesday, we've got FOMC meeting minutes at 2 p.m. Eastern. This is the main event. Traders will be reading between the lines to see how many Fed members are leaning towards a June rate cut versus higher rates for longer. And then Friday, we've got the macro triple threat. We got Q4 GDP data, advanced estimates, expecting a solid 3%. Anything lower might trigger recession headlines. I'm hearing whispers of recession headlines. So definitely, yeah, and things are really taking an interesting turn here, going into the beginning of the year. Core PCE will be also on Friday. So it's the Fed's favorite inflation gauge. This is the ultimate decider for market direction. So that's going to be really crucial. And flash PMIs will have real time data on how services and manufacturing sectors are performing. So that's what we'll end up getting is on Friday. So lots to watch there. What earnings do we've got going on this week? We've got Palo Alto Networks on Tuesday. That is high stakes for cybersecurity and AI software sentiment. Wednesday, we've got analog devices and booking holdings. ADI gives us a look at the chip industrial cycle, while BKNG tells us if consumers are still spending on travel, which I think that's going to be really down. We're losing millions of dollars on travel right now, so that's an unfortunate thing that we'll probably see some negatives. We'll probably see some red on that. Well, I wouldn't even say some red. It might be really red. Walmart, WMT, the king of retail. This is a massive tell for the health of the US consumer. Our consumer shopping at Walmart, being such a huge discount retailer, we know that during times that, of economic hardship, people are, they're either going to shop more or they're going to shop less. If they don't have the money, they can't afford it. That means they're not going to shop. So it'll be very evident in companies like Walmart, Dollar General. Those are two companies you can look at that can give you kind of a beat on what the market is doing if you're looking for things that indicators that might be affecting like the S&P for you S&P traders out there. So now the interesting thing about tomorrow's opening will be is that we've been closed the longest out of all the sessions. So Tuesday open, we should have a pretty good gap depending on where we close today. So for tomorrow morning session, you guys might want to mark that, for the end of the day, mark where the close is, and then keep an eye on that at the morning session tomorrow, because you might be able to catch a crazy move off of that. Volatility and volume may want to take that out. So, kind of like a look ahead, something I like to do as well. Let me check out my Dow trade. Okay, we're still in it. We ain't got stopped out. I'm going to add another con to this. Okay. I like that we're not going up. I'm going to tighten my stop though. And I'm going to tighten my stop up. I'm going to bring it a little bit further down just because I added more cons. Just because I added more cons don't mean I want to lose more money. I think we're going to get that sell though. NQ's already rolling over. Such a slow session. Feels like Asia, right? So if you guys normally trade the New York and you're trying to figure out how the Asia session moves, take some notes. This is the Asia session. This is almost exactly like how the Asia will move. But what I like about this session, or the Asia session, is it gives you time to process the trade. It's not moving like super crazy and stuff. So you can decide whether or not you want to scale in more, or if you want to get out of the trade. You don't feel like that rush during the New York session because there's so much volume and NASDAQ is moving so fast. Yeah, super slow morning session. Sorry, guys. It's the holiday. It's the holiday to be expected. But if any of you all have questions in chat, drop them in. I'd love to hear from you guys. Love to hear some of y'all's questions. We could take a look at something else. I'm just chilling here in my Dow short. And I haven't traded the Dow in a long time. Been a long, long time. Tipped and I used to always trade the Dow. Man, can you believe that Tip came in, gave his 2 cents, and he's not even a VC? Man, I tell you. Oh, I see him. He's over there solo doloing it. He's my bear. He's my perma bear. Utility sector. I just don't know if that's going to be like as active today though, because the rest of the indices aren't open. That's the reason why I haven't opened up the the heat map today. I just didn't think it would move today. That was the one thing about it is that I just didn't think that. Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, because none of these guys are trading right now, so you're all just pure price action right now. I'm gonna set a couple of alerts because I want to see if the Dow, if Dixie starts to rip. If Dixie starts to rip, we'll probably see that sell happen. All right, we're a little green now. We're a little green. We need the big bucks though. I feel you on that, bro. I feel you on that. Hey, but you know that is trading though. Trading is boring, you know. That's just the way it goes, man. I mean, what other business, what other career do you have that you're just waiting? You know, inherently that is what it is. It's always like that. It's always hurry up and wait and trading. Oh, bro. That you know what? And that's the way it is with me. That is exactly the way it is with me. Always waiting. So I was just looking out to see what BTC was doing. BTC is just not even moving. It's got a nasty bear flag though. You can see it right here. This is a gross bear flag right here. Jeez Louise. Well, looks like the Dow is starting to move now. Nasdaq sells probably better than the Dow. Let's go back on over. I'm gonna move my stop into the money. There she goes now. There she goes now. Nice. It feels like that push up was faster though. You know, the buy was faster than the sell. The sell just is taking forever. Now we're starting to push. Come on, Nas, give us that low of the day. Give us that low of the day. You're here now till you're here now. It will go faster. That's what I'm talking about. Good morning, Tip. How you? Happy Valentine's, Tip. What's up, Nacho? Good to see you. See you there, Aaron. Not going to lie, the Russell short right now is a bit cleaner. You're probably right. You're probably right. It's been like that though. I've been trading the Russell like the last like week. Like last week, that's mainly what I was trading was the Russell. Just because it was so like choppy, like the Nas. You woke up late, Nacho? Mira. Well, good morning. Good morning. Hey, you're not late. You're not late. I'm just here cooking inside my little Dow short. You know, that's all I'm doing. On my first cup of rocket fuel, we're almost an hour into the morning session. Pretty slow though. Jeez, it is a test of the wits. What's up, real fish? How you doing? It's good to see you, bro. Good morning. Good morning to you. How was your weekend, bro? Real fish, dude. I've been seeing your cash outs, bro. Those cash outs you're getting are insane. Man cave held that overnight low. Yeah. I'm still leaning to the short bias here in the morning session. I'm still. I think we're gonna take out that Friday. I'd like us to take out that Friday low. I mean, I can't say for sure it's gonna happen, but I'd like that as a target. That'll pay us handsomely. But definitely lacking the volume. The volume just completely pivoted on us here. Like we had a lot more volume, and then all of a sudden it just puttered right out. Good day to sleep in, Gabber. You know what? You might be right. You might be right. And you know what? There's a lot of traders that they don't like to trade the holidays. I used to like the holidays. I don't mind the holidays, in all honesty. I think it's just easier. You don't have as much market manipulation. So it's more technical. You don't have to worry about like a news drop. You don't have to worry about some tariff or anything like that. That's a good thing about like the after hours session and the New York session is that you do not have, you won't have algos. So if you're looking for a more organic trade, more natural, not as manipulated, that's the after hours. But don't get me wrong, there are still news headlines and other things that happen across abroad that can affect our market. So don't mistake that you don't have to pay attention to the news, but you can catch it at certain times of day that, there's a less likelihood of anything dropping. So YouTube is lagging behind, really. Let me go take a gander. I don't normally look at the streams after I start them up. The only thing I'm normally looking at is just the chats because I have so many chats open. No, it seems pretty good. It is behind though. There is a lag on it. It's about 1, 2, 3. Twenty-two. 21 seconds behind. There's a 21-second delay right now on the stream. Well, at least for me, it is right now. But then I'm also sending and receiving. So, man, I don't know which stream would be better. You added and adjusted the stop limit. Let's go. Great job managing the trade. Hey, that is the key to it, Man Cave. That is the key to it, Man Cave. Trade management. That will save your ass. That will make you or break you, I'm a firm believer in that you gotta put those stops in the money, Yeah, I'm not really sure why it's delayed that much though, to be honest with you. Because I'm using like a third party platform. I'm not streaming direct. So I'm going through a intermediary that splits the streams up. It might also be because I'm streaming on so many platforms. Yeah, you're absolutely right on Morrow. Any delay could adversely affect you, especially if you're trying to follow trades in the market, which, you guys should be taking your own trades. We're just kind of collaborating here. We're just talking about the price action. Ultimately, you guys should be using whatever's on your chart to be taking your trades, Pause the only man's. I don't know if, yeah, it depends on the volatility of your entry and what the volume is. Because yeah, the spread might be bad, but if you're trading like MNQ or something, the spread is almost always like spot. You're all usually fairly close. Now you should follow your own trade plan, because you won't learn anything following someone else's trades. The only thing you're going to learn is how to blame someone else for your bad trades. That's the unfortunate fact about taking someone else's trades, is you will only learn how to be good at blaming someone else for your bad trades. And you'll never learn how to trade for yourself. You're never going to find confidence. You're never going to find a strategy that you can find a reoccurring trade on yourself. So how can you set yourself up for success when you're not looking for your own success? You're trying to trade someone else's success. And that will never work, because you can always follow someone. And like Amoro has pointed out, 21 seconds of delay for me, 21 seconds of delay for me, that by that time I think I'm taking the trade, the price has moved significantly. And I'm not setting myself up for success. I'm setting myself up for failure, because I will run into a rut because I don't know how to trade for myself. And I've been using someone else's trades as a crutch. Then when I start to get burned, I'm going to get burned super bad. Oh, I believe it. I believe it. What I usually do though, like my friends that are trading, I like to just listen to their bias. I want to know what I want to know what they're thinking, and I want to know what their targets are. Cause then that kind of lets me know if I'm lined up with them. It lets me know whether or not my trade idea is lined up with them. Your crutch is Mike, right? Well, you guys in the morning session have been killing it with Mike, making 20, 30 G's. It's crazy. Crazy. I'm going to go for a big month though. I want to, I've been struggling the beginning of the month, so I think I'm going to turn up my risk here this week. Like tomorrow, going into tomorrow, I'm going to be more risk on this week. I need to make up some money from the beginning 2 weeks of the month. Oh yeah, have you guys seen the new dashboard? I'm not sure if I have my login yet. Yeah, they launched it, but some of us have not had not gotten it. What you can do, redirecting to your new dashboard. Okay. Oh, I can just go to it. I wonder if my password will work. Unable to log in with my current password. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm resetting my password. You're leaving a runner now, man cave. Let's go. Congrats, bro. Congrats. Check the script you just sent me. Ooh. Can I? Oh, yeah. All right. Oh, you got the orb in there. I know you've been working on some indicators, tips. You'll be selling indicators pretty soon. All right, let's get back over. I'm going to add this to my chart. Send me your info. I'll set it up for you. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. The only person that's getting my login is Steve. Steve's the only person that can trade for me. What is this? Is this a strategy or an indicator? This is an indicator. Oh, let's switch this over to NAS or MNQ. Let's look at MNQ. And oh, why did I do that? What is all this, man? There are so many flags. Why? I don't think I need all the flags in the price scale. Let me get rid of this. Let me get rid of this. Let me get rid of. Anything under 5 minutes? This is really neat. So that's your orb. Just gives you a reference of where you're at. Yeah. 1 hour low, 1 hour low wick. That's interesting. Huh. It also doesn't interfere with price action. Gotcha. That's interesting. Now I'll keep taking a look at it. We're doing pretty good with our Dow short. I'm going to go ahead and lower my stop limit down to the 90 EMA. Here on the Dow, that is at, let's see, 49,674. And we're just going to just keep chilling in this trade here. Can we take out that low, though? Can we take out that Friday low? Right, that's Friday, right? I'm almost positive it is. Yep, that is Friday, 2 p.m. Not too bad.